Hey, good morning, Mitch here. July 17th, 2023. What a beautiful morning. 60 some degrees, no wind, sunshine. Smell of corn sex is in the air. You can smell it at night, in the morning, especially at night and in the morning. So, we're pollinating. Beautiful morning, just beautiful. One thing that makes it more beautiful is the guys who got rain. So, a lot of us are haves, and some of us are have nots. And some of us are haves and have nots depending on the farm and the location. So I went to St. Louis last week. I've told several people we had the poorest looking crop between here and there. This area, general area, right here, probably the shortest, most droughty. You got south of Cedar Rapids. It looks like they had rain. North of Manchester, well, almost Manchester, they've had rain. So this area right here. But Thursday, Friday changed that attitude really. A lot of inch to 2 inch rains in this localized area, but there's still some areas that are suffering. So we pray for them, and hopefully this week we get some relief out of that. It's a tough situation, but we look great today, especially out here in the plot. Reminder tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock, 10:30, 11 o'clock. Ask the agronomist. We're gonna have dealer training in the morning, and then customers. So be here if you want to ask questions and talk about tar spot, fungicide, rootworms, and the such. So one thing I want to talk about this morning quickly was uneven pollination. We see that everywhere up and down the road as the tassels come out. We started pollinating across the road here. 4th of July morning is the first time I saw tassels. Probably Saturday or Sunday morning it was fully tasseled, so almost 2 weeks of tassel. We had a lot of uneven fields over the last 2 to 3 weeks, and this is all a situation of the dry weather. Basically, this corn crop came out of the ground very even. And all the stands that I looked at, man, when we were V1, V2, V3, we were very even and had great emergence. Then really dry weather kicked in. We got to that V4, V5, V6 stage. We were still pretty even. We were trying to set crown roots. The crown roots won't grow when there's no water, and so that upper part of the soil profile was so dry. The sun had baked it out. We were in 90-degree weather there first 2 weeks of June, trying to spray post applications. 90 degrees. Crown roots don't want to grow because there's no water no moisture there for them to go to. Your deep roots are going deeper. Your crown roots aren't setting. Your corn's getting stacked up because it's trying to grow, but it's going into stagnation. It starts stacking collars pretty short. I've never seen corn try and pollinate 3.5, 4 feet tall. But you look at the collars, are all stacked up very short. It's like the new short corn system, just naturally this year. And so we can't set the first, second, third set of crown roots. They aren't even going out where they don't have moisture. Now you get the low ground where we had some moisture up on top of the soil. Or you get next to the tree line, tree profile where it wasn't dried out from wind and sun. Your corn's getting taller. It was just a situation where we were just so dry that you just couldn't set those crown roots. Now they're catching up. I mean, they're shorter, they're stacked up, but you can tell they're catching up. I don't think that's going to be a bad situation when you come to ears. We always never want a corn plant to be a collar behind the next corn plant, or it's not going to set an ear, but I don't think that's the situation. I think it's a situation where we were gradually in areas that were not quite as tall as the next, and we should be okay. The one thing I am watching out for is pollination. As I said, across the road took almost 2 weeks to fully tassel, and so we're going to have a lot of fields that are going to try and pollinate over 2 weeks. Well, if we get into a field where you got some heavy corn rootworm pressure, we got some rootworm beetles, Japanese beetles. I haven't seen a ton of Japanese beetles. I've seen some, but you get something clipping on the silks, and you get those areas that haven't tasseled yet and aren't shooting silks. They're going to flood to that area. So as we start spraying fungicide, be cognizant of those areas, and insecticides necessary. It's pretty cheap throwing insecticide while you're going over it anyway. So that's my concern with that. Other than that, come ask questions tomorrow. I'll see you at 11 o'clock. Thanks.